And I'm speaking from a sense of a man that, where like I have a daughter, right? And cause first off, right, age is not a number, you know. Age is not a number, it's experience. Life experience and its growth. Us as humans, right? We are flowers. We don't grow old as far as within the age. 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, 13. That was just something that they taught us, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as like the numbers and shit, numbers was made to just be a pure fucking distraction and to stress you out and for you to look deep into yourself, basically, just because God chose to wake you up today. So imagine being stressed out because God woke you up today. So people get like, in the matrix terms, 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, they start to call themselves old. Start to get stressed, like it start becoming a joke. You're old ass, blah blah, because of this number shit, right? So back to the statutory, more importantly, right? And I'm speaking from a standpoint of a guy that have a daughter, right? There is no such thing as statutory rape, but there is a such thing as common sense, right? And my thing is this, right? All right, so if there's a such thing as statutory, right? At what point does this statutory shit work? Because there's a lot of couples out here where almost at a 98% rate where somebody is older than somebody by like, by a lot, right? So at what point do the statutory start? You know what I'm saying? Because you got that married couple over there where she's 10 years older than him. You got that married couple over there where he 5 years older than her. It's like, when do it? Because I know with humans, y'all like to use shit when it work for y'all. And especially like when it comes to women, right? More so people that try to go by that statutory shit is like older women that can't find a boyfriend. So they manipulate the situation when you get a man, right? But he want him a younger female because he know the things that you'll go through dating a older woman. A woman that already been through all kinds of shit, and you gotta try to like adapt to her emotions due to what she may have been through before you got to her. But when you date a female that's younger than you, she's fresh, she ain't even been through heartbreak, she ain't got no kids, so most men want that. So this is where that statutory shit comes into play, where people like to use that, and like I said, I have a daughter, so I'm not coming from a standpoint of a selfish nigga who don't, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But like I said, there's a such thing as common sense, but there's not no such thing as statutory. Like I said something to this girl one time, right? I said, if I'm 20 years old and I meet a girl that's 16 years old, right? She's 16 with 2 kids. I'm 20 with no kids. Who's older than who? So where I explain like where I say like there is a such thing as common sense, right? Like as a grown man, like you should not be looking at like a newborn fucking baby that's walking around. You know what I'm saying? Hardly can pick herself up. That's just like a man should be sentenced to death to even think in a nude way. A female thinking in a new way of looking at a baby that can barely walk, that they should be sentenced to death. Like I said, there's this thing that's called common sense. But when when a young lady grows up, when a young man grows up and they old enough to know like how it feels to be attracted to somebody, you understand what I'm saying? And they start to grow in puberty and things in that matter, right? Because like these young women now, like yo, I'm dropping my son off at school, bro, and these girls looking better than grown women. So it's just like I'm talking about better, like heavy everything, and so it's all in the growth and experience in life. You know what I'm saying? And it's common sense to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I just said, if a man is 20 years old and he run into a girl that's 16 years old with 2 kids, who's older than who? She got 2 children. She's a mother. You understand what I'm saying? So who's older than who? Like I said, yo, all of these rules and numbers, and that's just a manipulation tactic that people use when it works for them. Like I said, most women, try to push the statutory shit. When they like not married or don't got a boyfriend or they single and they miserable as hell and they seeing the young girls getting the older niggas that they probably want. Now they become statutory. You niggas is pedophiles and blah 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 blah. It's just something to use against somebody. You know what I'm saying? All of this shit be something to use against somebody, but there's no such thing as no statutory rape. It's such thing as common sense. We are all flowers and we grow different ways. Age is experience. Things that you experience. You can get a dude that had sex with 40 girls and he's only 16, and then he meet a woman that's 20. He meet a woman that's 40 years old that's probably practically a virgin. It's like who's older than who, and vice versa.